All right, I think we're recording. Thank you everyone for tuning in. My name is Craig. Some people call me Crypto Craig. Some people just call me Crypto. It's okay. Whatever gets my attention is fine. But I'm excited to bring to you today what the ATM system is. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. Really what GrowthTrax is, kind of why it's so important, why it works, and how to do it. So you're probably at the point now that somebody's already told you. You may have been invited. Maybe you're in one of the groups. Well, really, wherever you're at, we're going to kind of take you start to finish on the psychology and really the how-tos of getting started now that both groups are launched. So thanks so much for coming here. I actually have been in the unique position for probably like the last year at least, working directly with Troy, working directly with New You Life on a few things. And I've also been able to work with a few different network marketing companies. And it really hit me about 4 years ago. My buddy who's in another network marketing company, and it's not the most exciting company in the world, not a bad company, but they don't have, what this company does at all. And he really kind of had like the network marketing dream. Like his check grew every single month. And he didn't go to any meetings. He didn't go to hotel rooms, and he didn't have in-home parties. And he really just leveraged Facebook and social media to grow his business. And the checks grew every single month. And obviously he's a special type of person in some ways, and he had some great people on his team. But the system that he was using, it was just unbelievable. I didn't understand how powerful it was at the time. But as I've watched other network marketing companies and really just talked to leaders of other groups, this system, the ATM system, is the #1 tool used in network marketing to grow a business online. So we're going to go through why, we're going to go through how, and we're going to just kind of break things down for you so you know what to do next, what to expect, and you can kind of have a framework to move forward as we launch all this stuff. So thanks so much for being here. We're going to dive right in and go into a presentation that I put together for you. But I do just want to let you know real quick, shout out to Troy, Chip, Jay, Jeff and Maggie, Jackie, Mark and Tasha, a lot of the leaders who have stepped up here, Maggie, are just unbelievable, who spent a whole lot of money putting this together. Myself and Amanda, who, I will introduce you guys to as well. Maybe you've met. She was actually hired to build some of these groups and some of the automation tools that are coming, and to do a lot of training on this to make sure the groups are running smoothly, to help us with promotion, then to help you guys grow your businesses on social media to feed these. Shout out to them, because what these guys are putting together for you is just selfless, and it was not cheap. We are not cheap. So shout out to them for putting this together for a tool for you guys. And I really just want to encourage you guys. There's a lot of systems out there. There's a lot of groups, and what I would tell you, what this is about, what I'm about to show you, is just another tool in your tool belt. It's just another group that you can use, and a system that you can use to be able to grow your business. But we want to keep it simple. I like to do it in one place. I wish this launched a year ago, but you see it when you see it. We are where we are. I encourage you to watch this presentation. If you have any doubt, give it a try for 90 days. I would challenge you to grow your business this way versus any other system. Putting 100 people in one versus the other, this will grow faster, better, stronger, with more educated prospects that refer more people. And that's what we're after. So with all that said, I'm going to dive right in, and I'll do the rest of this during this presentation. So let me do a screen share here. I'm going to talk about a whole lot pretty quickly. So at any point, that's why I'm recording. Just stop, record, go back. Got some arrows and then some other stuff I might struggle to show you, but I'll talk you through it. And here we go. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that. So we're going to jump right into the GrowthTrax ATM system. You can see a picture of an ATM there. And that's because I believe if you really do build this system and you build your business this way and teach your leaders and other people on your team and your prospects to be exposed through the product and opportunity this way, that you're really actually growing an ATM, because I've watched these guys' checks grow month after month after month for 4 years. It's very, very impressive. And these systems work. Troy and Chip were just at Eric Worre's house with a lot of the top 7, 6, 7, 8-figure earners in the industry. They're all using this system. And it's a little different. Some use one group, some use multiple groups, there's service companies, there's product companies. So things change a little bit, but the idea is the same, and I'm going to walk you through that right now. But I believe that this is the best known way to grow your business exponentially. So I just want to open with this. Digital perception becomes physical reality. Everybody's looking down at their phones all day long, and the brands that they see, the songs that they hear, the people that they interact with and pop up and show becomes like what they think about in real life. We spend so much time on our phones and online now that it's almost like a whole alternate reality. It's like a new world. So it really, really matters what you do online. And so if that's intimidating to some people, don't worry. This is a great step to learn how to do some of these things, to set yourself up with the skills to be able to grow into the future, especially in network marketing. So real quick, what's changed? So, I mean, in short, we kind of just mentioned it, but everybody is looking down at their phone all day. I mean, if you've seen it at any restaurant, you go to any bus, any public transportation, anywhere, everybody is just going like this all day. Now, that may be a little bit of an exaggeration, but not much. It's important to note that I don't wish it was this way, but it clearly is the way that it is. I mean, the numbers prove it. And so it's really affected network marketing. It's affected every business. Network marketing isn't immune to the ways of the world, as some people like to think. And another trend with that is Facebook has 2 billion active users. Like, that's insane. That's more people than any country has. And they're spending a lot of time on these platforms. So people are not only spending all day on their phones, but they're actually spending a majority of their time, like a huge majority of the time, not as much on websites. They're spending it all on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the social platforms that are enticed to grab their attention for as long as possible. So it's important to know that. Also, old network marketing tactics and standards have definitely changed. In-home parties, you don't see it as much anymore. I mean, the internet has changed everything. Three-way calls. Yeah, I love three-way calls, but they've definitely changed. They're not happening as much. I know groups that absolutely won't do them, and I'm going to show you what they do here in this presentation. But even like hotel meetings and physical trainings and things like that, the internet's changed everything. So we're taking the old, the ideas, and we're just taking them digital. I'm going to show you how to do that. But it's important to note that times have changed. We want you to adapt with the times. Another good point is that people are, even though they're on their phone all the time, they're not talking on the phone nearly as much. They're texting. If somebody calls me, I mean, maybe it's because of my generation, I get upset. I'm like, why wouldn't you just text me? I don't wish it was this way, but it is the way that it is. So it's important to know those trends before we go into this. So real quick, what is an ATM? So ATM is a system that stands for add, tag, and message. So I get people that have some confusion on this, like, well, I don't understand how to build and do all that. And I would just tell you real quick, there's an art and a science to this. The science is so incredibly simple, and I'm going to show that here. The art will always change. What you say to somebody in a message, how you invite them to take a look at something will always, that's all up to you. And we're going to train you guys on a lot of cool ways to do that. But the science is right here, and it's very, very simple, and it's very easy to teach and duplicate. So jumping right in, an ATM, it stands for add, tag, message, right? So this example, you have a prospect, and they want to take a look at, let's say, a product. In this case, let's say the Keto Gen 4, right? So what you do first is we're going to add them to a private Facebook group. So we have 2 Facebook groups, which I'll walk you through. And these are communities where we can build a ton of excitement. So in a product community, it is just about testimonials, good product information, cool videos, recipes, updates, workouts, anything that people would congregate to and get excited to get good information within this group. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen, but some Facebook groups out there have millions and millions of people. I know one just generic keto group that has 4 million people in it. And everyone's just sharing recipes, and they're excited and different tips and who they follow and what products they're using. It's very, very cool. If you're into that, you get a lot of benefit from being in that group, and they get a lot of engagement. So that's really, really awesome. That's what we're creating here in a private community. So let's just keep it simple for a second and just pretend that you're sharing the product with somebody. So we have 2 groups. One's called GrowthTrax Wellness, and the other one's called GrowthTrax Pro. We're going to break down the difference later, but the process is the same. GrowthTrax Wellness is about products. So if I have somebody that's interested, or I want to share the Keto Gen 4 or KG4 with, first step is I'm going to add them to this Facebook group, okay? Once they have accepted the invitation and they're in the group, I'm then going to, step 2, tag them in a welcome post. So a welcome post is actually exactly what you see on your screen right there. It is the pinned and first post under announcements. It'll be the first thing that you see, or should be. If not, it's right under announcements. And then in the comments section there, which I'll show you how to do after this presentation, you're going to put the person's name in there, because this is a great way to track who you brought in, and also a way for them to see the rules of the community and kind of what this is all about. So that's how I can see you brought so-and-so to the group. So you're going to tag them in the welcome post. Then you're going to go through and you're going to tag them and really information that relates to them and tools that I would want them to see. So if I want to share KG4 with somebody, it's one of my guy friends, I'm going to go to probably that Thomas DeLauer and Alexi video, because I think Thomas is like this jacked guy and he's talking about what's in the product. I'm going to scroll down. And by the way, all the videos and tools are in these groups. So I'm going to scroll down, and in the welcome post, the first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, this is the group I was talking about. So excited you're here. Hey, welcome. Glad you're here. That's all you're putting. But you're tagging their name, clicking on it so they get a notification saying, welcome to the group, something like that. Then you're going to tag them in what you think relates to them. So I'd scroll down and maybe find, the cool new keto video about what KG4 is. All these tools are in there. Scroll down in the comments. I would put, like, let's say that my prospect is my buddy Jeff. I'm like, Jeff, you got to check this video out. This is that cool short keto video I was telling you about. Then I might scroll down to Thomas DeLauer and Alexi and tag them in that. So again, I'm typing in his name. It will pop up. I click it. And again, when I do that, now they're going to get a notification that I've tagged them in something and say, hey, this is the Thomas and Alexi video talking about like how to best use the product to get the most out of it. Check it out. Done. So that I am done with step 2. So I have now added them to the group, made sure they were accepted, and then I tag them in a welcome post and tag them in other posts that make sense to them. Third step is we're going to go into our Facebook Messenger. As you can see in the third phone over here, most of them are blue. I don't know why that's green for some reason. And you're going to start a 3-way chat, okay? So you're going to take your prospect, and then you're going to take somebody in your success team, in your upline. In this example, I'll use Chip, okay? And it doesn't have to be Chip or Troy or Jay or Jeff or really any diamond. It can be anybody that's having success. I actually find that it kind of works better when someone's kind of like at their level and, they're not like, blown away by how much money some people are making. I actually find that it kind of works better that way in some ways, but I get it. Use whoever you want to use. So what you're going to do next is start a 3-way chat. So there's an option in there, which you'll see on the top right, is start new chat. Add both people. So in this case, I would add Jeff and I would add Chip. So I have my prospect and then I have my person for support, and I'm going to create a message for just the 3 of us. Okay. And what I'm going to put, and I like to use, as you can see here, there's not text in those first messages. They're little play buttons, because what I use is the voice recorder. It's so much more powerful. People don't care as much what you say, but they care more how you say it. I'll go more into that in a little bit, but it's so powerful when someone can hear the excitement in your voice. So this is what I say. I start the 3-way chat myself. Hey, Jeff, man, so excited, dude, that you're here. I just tagged you in a couple really good videos for you to check out. And, I just wanted you to be able to check that out. And then if you have any questions, I threw my buddy Chip in this message as well. He knows a ton about this stuff. He's been on the products for like over a year. You have any questions, just come right back here. We'll answer them. I kind of just wanted you to have like a private area where you can get any questions answered so you don't have to ask out there. All right, man, excited. Let me know when you check it out. Done. Now, my upline support, in this case, Chip, whenever he has time, it doesn't need to be immediate. Like the person's already been given their directions and they're off and running and can go look at what they want on their own time, right? Now, Chip will be, when he has time, check in. Hey, man, thanks for connecting me, Craig. Really good to meet you, Jeff. Yeah, like he said, been using the products for a while and know a bunch about the company. You have any questions, just, let us know. Done. So now what used to take a long time through a 3-way call and introduction, we're just showing support and gave somebody a very laid-back way that they can get their questions answered on their own time, and that's very important. So just to recap, you're done. That's literally the whole system for ATM. So we have a prospect that's interested. We add them to the group. In this case, GrowthTrax Wellness, because they wanted to know about KG4 or the gel. It's all in there. Add them to the group. We tag them in a welcome post and a couple other posts that make sense to them that we want them to check out. And we start a 3-way chat with somebody on our success team or upline to just introduce and let them know, hey, this is a private place for you to get your questions answered. It seems like almost too simple, but it works so well while keeping everybody on Facebook. They haven't left their favorite platform that they're on. They're still there. It's very effective. So why does this work so well? Again, like I said, we're keeping people on their platform of choice. People they're conditioned not to leave these platforms. This is why these platforms are worth so many dollars, and they just keep exploding because they have so many people and so much attention all the time. We're keeping them in their arena that they're already used to playing in and just kind of diverting their attention within that space. It's huge. It's very hard to pull people off of these platforms. Second, Facebook Messenger open rates are insane. It's actually more than text messages in some places. If you try to send somebody an email or you call, dude, if somebody calls me, I like get upset. I'm like, why would you call me? Why wouldn't you text me? But the open rates are just unbelievable. Often cases over 99%. And a good example is like, if you look at my phone, I have like 50,000 unread emails, 200 to 300. Let me look. Not open. Sorry to kill the flow here. 121 missed phone calls and messages, and then I have 2 unopened Facebook messages. The open rates are insane, so it really does work. And people get notifications that pop up, and they usually jump right to them. Next, you get a continuous drip campaign, and I'm going to spend a second on this. This is where the element of social proof, which I'll dig into more in a little bit, is huge. So why did some of these things used to work so well in traditional network marketing, like a hotel meeting? It was so effective because, especially if a lot of people there were already in the business, because if you brought a prospect to a room of 100 people at a hotel to hear a presentation, and let's say 80 of those people are in the business, wow, they're like, wow, not only is something going on in this room, but other people have already made the decision to do this, and it looks like they're having fun and there's some excitement. Wow, I'm not going to be stupid. I'm not the only person doing this if I choose to do it. That element of social proof is so huge. We're able to now move away from a hotel and replicate that same feeling of social proof, which is so important within a Facebook group. So if you see that, hey, there's 1,000 people in a group, 2,000 people in a group, 10,000, 400,000 people in a group, you know something's going on there. There's a reason people are congregating in these groups, and it at least lets you know that it's real and there's other people besides you involved and something is going on. The more exciting and fun you can keep it, even better. But and we'll dive into that a little more, but people don't leave Facebook groups. I've left one Facebook group in my entire life. It's because for some reason the language changed and I can't even make out the letters, but people do not leave Facebook groups, which is huge because once you added somebody to a group, whether they're interested now or not as a prospect, you know, we're going to keep putting in great information. We're going to keep having really cool stuff come out. We're going to have new products. We're going to have cool workout and diet plans from the best people in the world that do it. And they'll be getting notifications. They'll be slowly getting dripped on over time. So somebody that's not ready 3 days from now, or 3 weeks from now, maybe 3 months from now, sees something that resonates with them, and they're like, wow, let me check this back out. So they're just getting continuously dripped on more than you ever could. It's a whole group dripping on them, and that's huge. And last, it allows the 80%ers to win quickly. And what I mean by that is that network marketing can be very intimidating for a brand new person. And especially, I remember myself, I was petrified to pick up the phone and call people. I think I was even more nervous to do 3-way calls. Like it was just like, oh my God, it was nuts. I impersonated somebody on a 3-way call one time because I couldn't get them and I was so nervous I'd mess it up. Story for another day. Don't do that. But not everybody is just going to pick up and do that. Not everybody's going to be a leader day one or even turn into a leader. Most people are a little nervous. They're trying to do it part-time. They want to try to make a check and, want to make sure that like this thing works. Those 80% of people, they can do this. It's very simple. They can learn quickly how to add, tag, and message, and they can invite somebody to a group that's not pushing, and they're not like trying to set up these coordinated 3-way calls where you have to line up 3 people's schedule. It's way easier this way. And it's very hands-off. It's very not pushy. The person, your prospect, can get educated on their own time, and that is huge. So we'll go more through that as well. But why is this so effective? One, it's super simple. I mean, this is as simple as I've possibly seen. And when we get into how easy it is to duplicate, I mean, this really is. Now think about the old system in most companies, right? So let's just say for exposures, right? You call somebody. Then you text them, right? And you invite them to take a look at a tool. Okay, so now we're already on one platform through calling or texting. Then we send them a tool, probably a YouTube video or a company site. So now they're on another platform, and now they have to watch that. Now I got to follow up and try it. If you do it right, you got to set up a 3-way call. We're lining up 3 people's schedules, right? Which is not always easy. And if the person has questions, which I'm sure they do, the upline's really not supposed to answer them if they're good. They're supposed to drive them back to more tools, then follow up again. So as you can see, that process gets harder and harder and harder. It gets longer and longer. Even though it's simple, it is just, there's a lot of anxiety involved, and it takes up a whole lot of time if done properly. This duplicates way better, and it's just so much simpler. And you get that element of social proof. The social proof is huge. We're able to recreate thousands of people in a room just through a Facebook community. And people can learn on their own time. I can't tell you how big the social proof is. They get to see recognition and results. Recognition is huge. Most people don't get recognized. Most people don't get clapped for outside of their graduation from high school or college and then their wedding. Other than that, nobody claps for them their whole life, which is really sad. People love recognition. They work harder for praises than they do for raises, maybe you've heard. And the results, they get to see testimonials of person after person after person having success using the product. And again, this social proof and the results are huge. Like, wow, other people are having success on this. So and then it has automated follow-up. I said you put somebody in these groups and they're getting dripped on over and over. Well, that's better follow-up than you or I could possibly do. The group, the entity, the digital asset that is these groups is following up for you by just dripping until the person, you know, is ready to get enough information to make a decision if the timing is right for them. And then promotions and contests. They get to see, wow, okay, there's people like earning money. There's people that are like trying a product and making money. There's contests for who can lose the most weight. Like, it makes it fun and exciting. And it's just stuff that you could not replicate if it was just you and me, and I was just sharing an opportunity with you. And then on a three-way call with somebody, we could not create all of this. There's no way just three of us could create social proof to the level that we could here and start letting them see all the testimonials and promotions and contests. It's just not even possible. So this system's powerful. And it's just, again, more importantly, it's so effective. All right, so let's talk about inviting. So how do you invite? We're gonna have a lot of training on what to say and how you get people into these groups, but in short, just ask somebody for, you know, for permission to add them. Hey, listen, dude, I want you to check out this unbelievable product. You know, in this case, GrowthTrax Wellness. I want you to check out like an unbelievable product. And I'm going to tag you. I'm going to add you to a group that I was talking to you about. It's like so exciting. There's a ton of testimonials and stuff, but I'm going to tag you in the videos that I want you to see. They're actually in that group. So I'm going to invite you, accept that right now, and then I'll tag you in that stuff. Now, what do I do next? Then I tag them in the welcome post and say, hey, this is where I want you to be, man. Glad you're here. And then I would tag him in one or two videos or testimonials that I think make sense to him, and then set up that little three-way chat with my upline and say, hey, man, you got any questions? We're here to help. Done. It's that simple. But back to inviting, we'll go through what to say. There's a lot of different tactics you can use, but how to actually invite somebody, I want to show you guys the science of it and like how to do it right here. So there's two ways to invite people. You can see in these pictures. So if you go to the groups, which I'll break down later, and there will be links below to both groups, GrowthTrax Wellness is for the product and GrowthTrax Pro is for the business. We're going to go through that in a second, and I'll show you when to use each one. But the process is exactly the same. One is for product, one is just more for opportunity, and we separate them for a reason. But if you go to the group, you will see this, whether it's from a computer or from your phone, there will be a little invite button. If you click that invite button that the arrow's pointing to on the left, it'll take you to the second phone here. And you can go in there and actually invite people, and it will send them an invitation to accept. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you can only invite 10 people a day this way. Now, if you're inviting 10 people a day, God bless you. Your business is going to explode, and you're going to have a lot of success, right? If you follow this system and do it the right way. But Facebook will actually cap you at that, okay? If you continually do that, the Facebook police will like get you, all right? So it's a real thing. There's a Facebook jail. There is, you know, the algorithms pick up that they think you're kind of like spamming people. And so what they'll do is they'll put you in timeout. They won't let you use certain things on Facebook, including this, if any of the services, until you prove that like it's been enough time and or you're not doing that anymore. And or they could kick you off, right? So you don't want to see that. Not that you're in danger of doing that, just go easy in doing that. But that is one way to invite people, okay? Number two would be the screen that's all the way to the right. This is the one that I like to use. So you can see the green arrow going to the link right there on the third phone. And it's what's called a URL. So that link, if you sent that to somebody, would show up just like this. They could click right on that link and it will bring them back to the first phone and it will say join. So there is no limit to how many times you can do this because Facebook kind of has trouble tracking that. I could send that out to 1 million people. Again, I don't recommend doing that at once. You know, you want to kind of make it personal. Hey, I want you to check this out. I'm going to invite you. Okay, cool. Once they accept the invite, then you right away tag them. So you want to take each person through the process rather than spam it out to 100 people. That really is not the way to do this system, but this is how you invite. So I'm going to, again, put a link to both of them, to both groups down below. What I like to do is just save it in the notes of my phone. When I meet somebody or I want to share it with somebody, I just copy that link, send it to them, tell them to join. And then as soon as I see that, I go ahead and go through the process and tag them in a post. So I like to use that one. Don't hit visit group down below. It'll still work, but it'll kind of take you back to the old system. I like sending out that link, okay? So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. Those are the two ways to invite. So now you may have heard me talk about GrowthTrax Wellness or GrowthTrax Pro, about how there's two different communities, one for product and one for business. Well, let me explain that a little bit here. So one is a community just for products. The other one is a community just for opportunities. Sounds pretty simple, right? But there's a reason we set it up that way. So in service companies, occasionally you can get away with doing one. I like having at least two. And the reason is this. These are not designed for you and me. They're not designed for distributors. They're not designed for brand new people. Even though they are and we all use them, they're really designed for prospects. They're designed to put prospects into that they can have a really good time, get educated in a good, exciting, fun way, have a good feel about, and see that there's culture there. At the end of the day, most network marketing companies are very much the same. We're very unique here that we have incredible products and some unbelievable leadership, more so than I've seen pretty much in any other company, maybe ever in network marketing, which is just unbelievable. But here, like in most companies, there's really not much of a difference. So the culture that you create is everything. Like if your culture is better than somebody else's culture, that you're recognizing leaders and you're having more fun, people are going to attract to that. Like they're going to follow that. This is where we can create our culture and make it super fun and exciting. So when we do that in the product community, and I have somebody that is a prospect that wants to look at the product, it's very important that there's nothing about the business. There's no questions in there about like, oh, so how do I join? And hey, you know, so-and-so got a bottle and they're not sure what to get. Like, that's just not the place for that. It's almost like using internal language externally. Don't do it. So this is just product information, testimonials. There's going to be cool stuff about products, like just great tips on weight loss, great recipes, great how to use different stuff on products, the way to get most out of the products. It's just going to be a cool, fun, exciting place about products with no business talk whatsoever. And the reason is because if you're talking to a prospect about a product, we want you to be able to add them to this group, and they almost can't even tell it's network marketing. That's how you know the community is being done right. And most people figure it out because they're not stupid. But, you know, we want to keep it fun, exciting, and you want to be able to invite somebody to take a look at just products. Now, moving over to the other one, the opportunity community, GrowthTrax Pro. This is for the business. Now, this is where things get a little more in depth, and we'll have more trainings in there because that's where you can put it. But this is if somebody wants to know about the opportunity, this is where you take them. I personally like to talk about the business opportunity. It's just the way that I am. And it's kind of the way I always have been, and kind of the way my pitch has always been, that I will put people there. Now, if they want to know a ton about the product, I'll put them the other one. But if somebody's like, hey, awesome, I heard you're making money with this, you can work from home. Somebody wants to talk about the opportunity, or you like to lead with the opportunity, use GrowthTrax Pro. Okay, so it's the exact same process that you're going to ATM. You're going to add, tag, and message, and do like the three-way chat the exact same way. Tag them in pertinent tools that you think would matter to them. It's, again, the exact same process. Now, we have to separate them because it just makes sense. We want to not, like, you know, kind of ruin the product side for somebody who doesn't want to look at the business. And you want to get the business people what they want to see. Obviously, in the opportunity and business side, you're going to see some about the product anyway. But, you know, it's very important that we separate them. I'm telling you, we've tested it many times. It's more effective this way. So don't get overwhelmed by the fact that there's two. It's the exact same process, and one for product, one for opportunity. So with that said, I would just tell you our job as distributors is to keep this fun, keep it exciting. I'll go through the rules with you guys, but you want to add a prospect to this and have them go, wow. They get that social proof. They see there's something going on. They see there's people having results or success depending on what group they're in. And, you know, they're just eager to learn more. They're getting dripped on. They're excited about getting dripped on. They're learning at their own pace, and they have no problem reaching out and asking any questions. So, you know, ideally in network marketing, like I know a lot of people like to talk about the business, but organically, this is the way it like should go for most people, right? So you tell somebody about a product you're excited about. You add them into the product community. Add, tag, message them. They start getting great info. Maybe they buy the product. Now they start having success. People start asking them, oh my God, what are you using? Losing weight. Like, you look incredible. They're like, I've been using this new KG4 stuff. The light bulb goes off. Oh, wow, I can actually make money with this. Hey, I have friends that want this. Maybe I could make some money. Okay. So now they start asking business questions. At that point, you transition them from the product community and you do the exact same thing. And you say, hey, awesome. Listen, I'm jacked up about the opportunity as well. I'm going to add you to the opportunity community. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to tag you in a couple posts that make sense. You got to check out Troy's presentation about the entire business, and I'll tag you in a couple testimonials. And oh my God, you got to check this out. People are having so much fun and so much success here. And you do the exact same thing. You tag them in that. You set up a little three-way message, and you repeat the process. But ideally, it would organically move from one to the other. All right. So this is something I just want to spend a quick second on voice. People, again, they say it's not as important what you say as how you say it. And I don't know if anyone here has ever been in a relationship and sent a text to a significant other and it just kind of, was misunderstood, right? That can happen very often. It's easy to happen with your thumbs. But if your voice, I'm like, if I just said that, they would have never taken it that way, right? So it is so much more important for people to hear the excitement in your voice. So if you go in your Facebook Messenger, you'll see a little blue microphone, which you can see on this picture on the phone here, okay? And again, the open rates here are amazing. People open their Facebook messages for like above a ton of other things. So use it. But you can record for up to 1 minute. So when I start my three-way chat and I say, hey, I'm so excited you're here, tagged you in some cool stuff. My buddy's here too to help answer questions. Look around, let us know if you have any. I'm excited for you guys to hopefully meet one day. Done. 30 seconds, right? Now my upline comes in and does the same thing. He holds the little blue phone down. Again, you can record for 1 minute. If you have to go longer than that, you're probably messing it up for the initial, but you can do multiple ones back to back to back. You can do it for 30 seconds, whatever, but you just hold it down and you talk. Be careful though, because you can't like redo it. So once you hold down and start talking, as soon as you let go, it's gone. It's like into the universe and part of the chat. So make sure that, you're ready to go. But don't worry, you can't screw this up. Be excited, be fun. I'm like, when I'm talking to people, I'm just like, hey, I'm so excited you're here. You got to meet my buddy. So excited. I just tagged you in a few different things you're going to love, but let me know if you have any questions, man. And, I'll talk to you soon. Just excited, calm, having fun, and excited and calm probably don't make sense because those are complete opposites, I think. But you guys get my point, right? What I'm saying. So I just encourage you to, I'll text sometimes, and especially if I'm on a plane or on another call, but use voice where you can. It is 10 times more effective than just texting. I promise you that. All right, so we're going to be the police here. We're going over rules. No poaching. So the guys that put this together, they're as like high integrity people as like I've ever met. They're incredible, and they want the best. They don't need anybody's business. They're not here to take anybody from anybody. I promise you that. But poaching is when like somebody invited somebody to a group, and then you message them and say, hey, like don't join with them. Come check it out with me instead. Do not do that. Now, I will also back that up by saying, network marketing, anybody can join whoever they want. Okay. I hate to be the bearer of the truth here, but, you can join with whoever you want. It is a business decision. However, and that's going to happen. And that just happens in the business. That's part of the game. But what's not cool is, let's say that, you invite somebody to a group. I see that you invited this person in our group, and I look over, I'm like, oh man, I know that person. I meant to talk to them, but they should talk. And I reach out and say, hey, listen, dude, don't join with them, join with me. Be a good person, stand up, and A, don't reach out to them, or B, say, hey, listen, you're in good hands, be with that person, I'll help you regardless, like, let's go. Do the right thing. The integrity of this group means the world. We absolutely will not stand for poaching. You'll be removed from the group, and not tarred and feathered, but it's pretty much as bad as it gets. This is a commandment. We have one commandment. That's pretty much it, right? So can't stress that enough. We are here to help and build a digital asset that you guys can leverage to build a huge business exponentially, not to hurt anybody or take anything from anybody. So know that, all right? No questions. I don't mean that you guys can't ask questions to us and your upline and your support team, but don't put questions in the group. It's supposed to keep it all exciting and fun, positive comments, no negative comments whatsoever. Again, these are for prospects that are looking for the first time to see. Excuse me. It's not the time to ask questions like, hey, how do I use this? Or, hey, how do I do the ATM? We'll have a ton of trainings within GrowthTrax Pro under the units section as this fully builds out. So we're almost there. The groups are launched, and we're excited to bring more stuff to you. We'll have really great tools, but don't ask your questions there, okay? So even I saw one today, like someone's like, hey, does anyone have like any good testimonials about like eyesight and how it benefited? I'm like, I love that. Would love to answer that, but it's just not the place for it here. There will be no questions on the wall. So another thing that helps with that is we have administrators and moderators that will approve posts. So if you make a post, it doesn't just go right up. Now we want you to share. We want you to, whatever you're best at. If you love working out, you love keto, you love presenting, you like talking about why you love the company, why you love the system, why you love the products. We want that. We want to share it, and we can't wait to celebrate you. But the posts do have to be approved by us, mainly because we got to make sure that they're compliant. So please be compliant. We're going to have extra tools on compliance. With a product like this, or products in general, it is very hard to stay within the guidelines when you get really excited, but it is so important for the long-term protection of this group, this asset, and the company to be compliant. Err on the side of compliance, please. So I can't stress that enough. I'm excited to have more tools on that. And then finally, no shilling. Shilling means like don't start like repping your links. They probably wouldn't get approved anyway, but it's not the time to tell people to follow you on Instagram. It's not time to tell people to check out your book. This is just not the place for that. There will be other opportunities for us all to connect and share and benefit from each other, but this just isn't the place. So all right, finally, what do I love most about this is that this is easy and non-threatening. Like if you are really like, I'm a good salesman, I must say, like I can sell, I can talk, I can listen. I'm good at that stuff, but I'm really like kind of get weird when it comes time to like close or ask for money. I get like a little finicky, I get weird. I get strange. That's my brother, by the way. We've been traveling. We're living out of a suitcase here until we moved to Vegas. We just came Vegas to Montauk and then going back there. So hanging for a minute. He says, what's up? But anyways, it's really just, it's a way that the closing happens on its own. The group and all the testimonials and all the excitement closes the prospect on their own time frame. So it's very not pushy. So somebody who is afraid of sales or not good at sales can do this, which is just absolutely huge. Like that is something that I know anybody can do and win at. And so that's amazing. So two, it's all on one platform and it's organized. So having everything, like I said, people are already on Facebook and that's huge. We're getting them to stay on the platform that they already use, but they're able to organize it as well. Like trying to talk to a ton of people and remember who you talk to. It's all organized right there in the welcome post, and it's all organized right there in your three-way chats. So if you want to follow up with somebody, it's very easy. Just go back to your previous messages and, shoot them a quick voice thing and say, hey, just haven't talked to you in, a week. Just want to see if you had a chance to check any of that stuff out or if you had any questions. It's that simple. So it's very, very organized for somebody who struggles with organization. And then these two are very big. So leaders can save a ton of time. And then the 80%ers who are, not to say like you're not leaders, but maybe they're newer, they're testing it, they're doing it really part-time, or they haven't really learned it yet. They can have a system that they can finally do. So like I said, network marketing, most people they quit. They don't make it. They don't make money quickly. It's really hard to onboard a new person, especially if your company doesn't have like a design system. It's very, very complicated. It's hard to get the needle moving when they got to like read this and then they got to, and the key to network marketing is like the best way that it can work is when you recruit somebody, you take them through this process or whatever process, and they get started, they get signed up and they say, okay, dude, I'm ready to do this. Like, what do I do? And you can turn around, look back at them and say, well, what did I do with you? If they're like, well, all you did was, ask me to go to this Facebook group. You tagged me in the group. I mean, you added me to the group, tagged me in a few posts, and then you put me on a three-way chat to get some questions answered. This is very important too. When they do have questions, it's very, very important that the upline leader and or you don't answer those questions. Like we just then point them back to a tool. So if somebody said, hey, I love that, but like, what's in this KG4 stuff? What is in that KG4 stuff? And like, what do I mix it with? I'm like, hey, great question. Even though I know the answer, I'm not going to answer that. I'm going to say, or, the upline leader is not going to answer that. They're going to say, hey, good question. We'll tag you in the video down below of like literally all the ingredients so you can look through it. And I'll put you in the video of Alexi and Thomas actually going through the ingredients and why he put certain stuff in. It's fantastic. You're going to love it. So again, we're blocking, we're pushing away. So the leaders now I want you to think about this from somebody that used to do three-way calls, and shout out to Troy and some of you guys. I mean, I've watched Troy's schedule. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's three-way calls all day, and they're at least a half hour, and he cares. These guys care so much for people. You want to build a relationship, but it takes a very long time. You have to organize 3 people's schedule, and you got to start answering questions. It just gets very, very time consuming, and it's hard to do other parts of your life. It's hard to balance. And so this allows you to have that time back. So what used to take 30 minutes on a call is now 30 seconds of you going into your phone and pushing to a tool where they can learn on their own, where they can learn on their own schedule, which is amazing. So again, you're pushing towards the system. So the leaders will get your time back. And that's huge. All the three-way calls used to do, like, you don't have to do them anymore. It would happen here and there, okay. But I actually believe if you do a three-way call through using this system, then you're probably hurting the person from learning the way that they could. If they're one-off examples, sure, but try to push towards this system. All right, so I think that's just so huge. I mean, you can get your time back. And you just push to a tool that we have within the group. If we don't have that tool, we'll create it, no problem. And the great thing about creating a tool or having these videos is they're there 24/7. At all times, 24 hours a day. Every video we make is a 24-hour employee that doesn't complain, doesn't get sick, and doesn't not pick up the phone. It's always working for us, and we want to leverage that. And in doing so, you'll end up getting literally the most educated prospects ever, and prospects that know exactly what to do because you just did that to them, and it's simple. They don't mind doing it. They're not petrified of it. And that kind of brings me to this 80%ers thing. You have the people, you're going to always have your leaders, and then you have, the rest of the people that are trying to become leaders or learn. They can do this. Like, this is not nearly as scary as picking up the phone, booking a house party, getting everyone to drive over, going to buy wine and cheese, and then having somebody fly in from another country because they have to talk to your people. From another state. It's just, It really is. It's hard. It's a lot. These people can do this. That's really hard and very petrifying, and why most people quit. This is a way, especially like, as technology is changing and the economy is going up, but jobs are going down because technology is taking over. This is a great way through the rise of social media for everyone getting online, that influencers especially can monetize their audience. They can monetize what they're doing online by simply ATMing, add tag message. It is that simple. So last piece I would tell you is that it really drives customers. At the end of the day, we're building these trees. The leaves of the tree are the customers. That is where the real money matters. That's where a real business thrives, is having customers that would use it whether there was a business opportunity attached to it or not. And naturally, some of those love it so much and start sharing it, or people ask them about it, that they end up becoming distributors as well. So that's the organic natural flow, but it drives customers. And we're going to do some really cool stuff for customers. We're going to have great follow-up with them. Some of the digital tools that we're going to show you haven't even been released yet. This is just like phase 3 of these ATMs are launched. So we want you to learn it. I want you to adopt it. I want you to get excited about it. I want you to treat it as if it is your own. And I'm telling you, you can do this. This is not complicated. And the guys that put this together care so much. So believe that is all. And I'm just going to show you in the group real quick through here. So this is GrowthTrax Wellness. Again, this is for the product. So I'm on here as Troy. This is that welcome post. So all you would do is go into the comments here, type in a person's name. This is the first thing you do after they're added. You type in a name, okay? And then it will pull up like, hey, is this the person you're talking about? Click on that and put, hey, get started here. As you can see, someone's typing and adding somebody right now. All right, that person will then get a notification that, hey, Craig just tagged you in this post, check it out. And they will be directed right to there. And I'll scroll down, Holly's testimonial right here. If I think that works for somebody, as you can see, Liz right here, she tagged Lori and put, wow. I put the same thing. Wow, check this out. This is just a piece of advice. People who are just tagging their names, that's okay. But I like to add a little something. Hey, check this out. Something as simple as that. Hey, this is a great testimony. You're going to love this one. And I tag their name. But see how their names are here in blue? That's because they clicked on their name. That person got a notification that they were tagged in this. So that's huge. So that's really how you do it, guys. That's really all there is to it. I take you through his inbox messages so you can see it all. But, I mean, you can get some help with that. It's pretty easy. I don't want to go through all of his stuff. And that really is it. So let me just stop sharing for a second. And I just want to thank you guys for spending that much time with me. I know that was kind of a lot. Again, we'll have great tools coming, and I promise I'll have my whole lighting system. Actually, this thing broke like right before I got started, which was a mess. And my brother's here, and we're kind of moving to Vegas, so things are a little crazy. But yeah, I'm committed to helping you guys with this. We have Amanda Ryan, who's fantastic. She builds this for not only just for groups, but for companies themselves. And we have additional technology that's going to make follow-up and anyone that becomes a customer or a rep just so exciting. And we're going to be able to train people in very easy ways. We're going to have all kind of great stuff. And once you now learn these skills, which are very, very easy to learn, I promise you, then we can teach you how to grow your social media following, how to really create posts that entice, that make people want to get into this group. We're going to have all kind of promotions. We're going to have a lot of excitement. But I promise you this, use any other system in the world to build your network marketing company versus this system, like the ATM system. You put 100 people in through any other system, and you put 100 people here, these 100 people will crush this 100 people because they're more educated. They get to learn on their own time. They were not pushed against their will. And they're in a community that they're having fun with, and it just works. It duplicates unbelievably. And I can't stress enough that the top groups, the top companies in network marketing that are growing are using this, especially when they go into new countries. It is way easier to talk to people and create a conversation with somebody in another area and add them to a group, let them see what's going on, than it is to do all that other stuff. It's very, very tactically done. And it works and it duplicates, and that's why it's the #1 system. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope that answers some questions. Again, I'm going to put the link down below to both of the groups so you can copy those and send them out to people. If you're not in the groups, get in the groups, start learning this, get excited. If you have anyone that has questions, send them this video if you think it will help. And we are here to support you guys. So again, this is really only like phase 3 of it, but we are launching. We are excited. We want you to be a part of it. And let's go crush it together, guys. It's exciting times, and excited to share more as we grow. So thanks.